Hello, friends. Welcome. I'm Sara Wiseman. Today we're continuing our teaching. And again, I try and teach every Tuesday if all goes well. I don't have that many technological gifts. Technology seems to have gotten more complicated, more complicated as things continue on. So I do the best I can, and we all know that it's not my forte. So thank you for your patience there. So I want to talk about reading from the Gabriel messages today. One blink of the eye. I'm just going to read it straight out, and then we'll discuss it a bit. I also want to offer. I read every single comment. I often comment back if I feel like it's going to add to the general discussion. Please comment, send me questions. If you're not sure where to send me questions, like on YouTube or the podcast, the Spotify, or wherever you're listening, you can just go to sarawiseman.com and just email me. It's really easy, and just say, hey, can you talk about this? Or I'm having this problem. Or what do you think about this? And I will do my best to answer. I used to, a lot of you know, or some of you don't know, but for many years I had a call-in psychic reading radio show, Ask Sara. And, I just did readings for people live on the air for like a long time. And I'm not doing that anymore. But I'm happy to answer your situational questions or your sort of bigger questions about what we're discussing. I also love it when people add their knowledge into what's being discussed. I can't remember specifically, but anyway, please feel free to contribute, and I will bring it up in this forum. So, one blink of the eye. You may have a lot of misbeliefs, a term we have used before. You may have a lot of misbeliefs about what you are experiencing. This person may anger you. That situation may cause despair. This event may be traumatic. Past memories may swirl up with all their mix of trauma, drama, and deep wounding, and all of this is there. And also, all of this is not important. Your experience as a human in this lifetime is one blink of the eye for the gods or the guides or the angels or whatever names you give to all of the many beings of light. Your experience as a human in this lifetime is less than one blink of the eye. It is not even the consideration of thought or manifestation or creation by the universe as a whole. Now, this is obviously very humbling, and it's also incredibly freeing, right? It's incredibly freeing to not have this mantle of self-importance placed on us so that there's this feeling we're going to do things wrong or we're going to do things right. We're just going to do our lives, and some of it'll be good and some of it'll be hard. And by good, I mean enjoyable and fulfilling and nice. I don't mean good, like morally good, because I don't have that belief system going on. But, life's going to be this series of enjoyable and non-enjoyable. It's going to be a continuous wave of that. And our job as people searching to let go of mind, ego, personality, work from the soul, and be on this path of soul growth is to get to consciousness. And consciousness would allow us to let go of all the experience of suffering and just be in the enjoyment, or at the very least the presence of what's going on. you look at a flower, and the flower is not sitting there going, gosh, my color isn't bright enough today, and I haven't attracted enough bees, and I'm looking a little dried out. Like, the flower, like, does not have these ideas as suffering that it applies to itself. The flower exists as the flower is, consciousness in the seed, consciousness in the sprout, consciousness as the flower, consciousness as the decaying flower, consciousness as the composted flower returning to the soil. And so this level of consciousness is always there. And so that's what we're trying to seek with our human selves. We sometimes think, oh, we're so much more advanced than like flowers or plants. And I would just be like, are you sure? Because they seem to have a better grasp of how to live in a lifetime. I'm not convinced in any way whatsoever that humans are at the top of the understanding level of all beings. We're not. So when you have this idea that we're just here for a blink of an eye, it really takes the pressure off. I've talked a little bit about, like, I'm quite a shy and private person, right? For me to be on video, or for me to even, I don't know, it's like kind of weird to me that I'm even doing this. It's very weird to me. Some of you remember from way back, like when I first taught classes, I did everything on phone because I was so nervous to be on video. I didn't want to be exposed like that. Or when most recently, I've been working on this new book, The Star Guide Messages, which is channeled just like, this book, the Gabriel Messages, or the other books. But for some reason, the Star Guide Messages is coming in kind of odd to me. Like, it's pretty far out there. And so this stress of coming forward and saying somewhat radical ideas, let go of your morality, religion isn't where we're headed anymore, the mainstream view that holds nothing for you, this sort of even like drop all followings of any teacher, even a new age teacher that's really famous that you're following, and just work on your own direct connection. These are somewhat kind of radical ideas. And then when the channeling comes in from these new Star Guide Messages, one, I don't really want Star Guide Messages. Two, the messages are a little hard to understand. And here I am, like, gonna put that out there. And so that feels like a lot of pressure to sort of do things that aren't in the generally accepted way of doing things. And so this blink of an eye is so freeing to me, and hopefully it is for you too, because it's like my lifetime is not all of that, and actually neither is yours. We're just here. We're going to have our experiences. Hopefully we're going to have some meaningful relationships. We're going to have some understandings where we're shifting from not understanding to understanding. We're going to become quite liberated in our thinking. We're going to look at what the mainstream, regardless of what time frame we're growing in, and we're going to make up our own minds, and then we're going to let go of our minds. We're going to, discern what we're being embedded with, and then we're going to make up our own minds based on our own direct connection with the universe. So blink of an eye. I don't have to worry, and you don't have to worry about, when my kids were little, I don't know, like they had this thing, like it was going to go on your permanent record. Like that was what the big threat was. If you misbehaved, it might go on your permanent record. And so we had a lot of discussion about that because I said, you don't have a permanent record until at least you're 18, so you can just relax. And now with this blink of an eye concept that the channeling is saying, it's like, your experience as a human in this lifetime is one blink of the eye for the gods or the guides or the angels. It's just one blink of the eye. Now, the thing that isn't discussed in this, I wonder if it goes, oh, okay. What isn't discussed is that your consciousness, here you are, the blink of the eye for this lifetime. But let's not forget, you have all those bazillion lifetimes backwards and forwards and in different dimensions that you're also experiencing. So what happens to your permanent record then? And so a lot of people will say, oh, your karma will, come and get you. Your karma is your permanent record. And the guides have said really clearly, karma is soul lessons learned over time. Karma is not the ancestral curse. Karma is not in your DNA. Karma is not your past life mistakes come back to haunt you, that you have to re-go through them. Karma is not a punishment or curse. Karma is soul lessons learned over time. So this means that you as a soul, in these continuous lifetime after lifetime, are working on your consciousness. You're working on learning how to connect with oneness and know yourself as that. And in this, you're learning how to transcend suffering. And every karmic hit you have, boom, there's another one, boom, another way to learn, another learning lesson. These are not punishments. These are just like, okay, we think you have this now, so here's this lesson coming in and let's see how you do. Let's see if you've mastered that. Oh, you haven't mastered that. Okay, no problem. We'll just keep working with you. Oh, you have mastered that. Okay, you don't have to do that one anymore. You're through that lesson. A lot of misbeliefs about what you are experiencing. This person may anger you. That situation may cause despair. This event may be traumatic. Past memories may swirl up with all their mix of trauma, drama, and deep wounding. And all of this is there, and also all of this is not important. So instead of devaluing what we've gone through, the idea is we get to the other side of it and we don't have to live there anymore. That, as we talked about last time, we don't have to live in that cage. I've been traumatized. I've been wounded. I've had pain. I've had suffering. Or maybe I've caused pain. I've caused suffering. We don't have to live in that trauma state anymore. It gets kind of easy to talk about, and this is just something I've been thinking about. So when I do look, I've said, I don't really follow what other people are doing. It's hard enough to show up and do what I'm doing. But when I do look at other people who are, saying their truths on, in a public way, I know for me, there is this sense of, how do I even know this is right? And I would suggest that even the people that seem the most, they go into trance, they're trance channeling, they're in this altered state. It would be interesting to see behind the scenes as to how they get ready and how they think about it and what they're doing in their regular life. It takes a lot to have channeling come through you, which is one reason I don't do it live on the air. And just because you have spiritual thoughts in your head, or you have channeling coming through you, or you're a wonderful psychic, or you're a great energy healer, or you have a deep spiritual practice, just because you have all that going on does not mean at the same time you're not working on massive amounts of relieving personal suffering. So just pay attention to like what you're experiencing and do what you can, and I was going to say don't take yourself too seriously. That's not right. Take yourself very seriously, but be incredibly patient and loving to yourself. Treat yourself maybe as a guide sees you. A guide sees you as this beautiful, fresh, innocent, naive being, right? That's how they see us. They're just like, we're just trying with all our whole hearts, messing up all the time. Just see yourself with that view of compassion and that view of sort of like, wow, it's so easy if they would just let it be easy. But they're not letting it be easy. Wow. And just, have love for yourself going through this massive learning that is a human life. I'm going to read you one more that comes after this, that kind of continues on with okay, here's some explanation of why our experiences mean nothing. Your experiences mean nothing. Your experiences do not tally when looked at in perspective of one, because they are too small. There is too much going on in all dimensions at all times for you to pay attention in minute detail to the small stuff. There is no reason for you to fret and fume about the small stuff, even if it seems very big at the time. Because another wave of emotion, event, experience is already here in this now, and that needs your attention. I'm going to read that part again. There is no reason for you to fret and fume about the small stuff, even if it seems very big at the time, because another wave of emotion, event, experience is already here in this now, and that needs your attention. Let it all go, let it all wash away, let it all fall away. The new moment is here. Now the next new moment, now the next. This is happening across all dimensions. Always, you cannot stop it. I'm just going to end with that for now. We will be back next time. Please go to the website if you want to dive deep into your own experience of studying. We have the $22 self-study courses, dozens of those. I think they're kind of amazing, actually. When I look back at them, I'm like, wow, how did those get written? I guess that was what I did for years. And also I teach, and you can just find everything on the website. So go there, sarawiseman.com. Again, please write your comments, write your questions, write the things that you're interested in thinking about. Write me directly. I am really interested in supporting this community of people who are kind of on the less traveled spiritual track. So I would love to work on this with all of you. Thanks for listening.